My name is Tara Ford. I'm 30 years old and live with my husband, Cain, who's 35, and our 5-year-old son. Today, Cain and I are at a wedding. It's being held at a fancy hotel with sparkling lights, expensive flowers, and waiters carrying trays of drinks. The bride and groom aren't really my friends, they're more like acquaintances of Cain. I've only seen them a couple of times before. Still, I came along to support him. I can't help but look around and wonder how much everything costs. I know it's not polite to think about money at a wedding, but I can't stop myself. Cain left to greet some people he knew, and I told him I was going to the restroom. After using the bathroom, I stepped out into the hallway, planning to quietly slip back into the party. That's when I heard voices behind me, cruel, loud voices. Well, would you look at that? That broken thing actually showed up here. Who's that, Mom? Oh, her. We definitely didn't invite her. They weren't whispering. They didn't care if I heard them. In fact, it felt like they wanted me to. Their words stung, even if they hadn't said my name. I didn't want to deal with people like this. I kept walking, hoping to avoid trouble. Hey, you, ugly thing, I know you can hear me. I heard someone yell, but I kept walking. My name isn't ugly thing. I'm not going to turn around just because someone shouted an insult. Then I heard fast footsteps behind me. Someone was running to catch up. Before I could move out of the way, a hand grabbed my arm tightly, their nails digging into my skin. I told you to stop, the woman yelled, out of breath. I turned and looked at her without saying a word, then I gently shook off her hand. She stumbled back dramatically, like I had shoved her, and let out a loud gasp. Oh no, Elle, are you okay? She's so violent. She's just stupid. That's what happens when someone's raised without proper manners, another woman said coldly as she came up beside her. Both women stared at me with disgust. I took a breath and asked, "Excuse me, what is this about? Who are you people?" The one who had grabbed me raised her perfect eyebrows in anger. "Are you serious? You're pretending you don't know who I am?" she said. "Wow, you really are something else. You're unbelievable." She took a step closer. "I'm your sister, Elle. Does that ring a bell now? And this," she pointed to the other woman, "is our mother, or did you forget your own mother too?" I tilted my head a little. Maybe I used to know someone by that name a long time ago. I knew exactly who they were, but I didn't want to give them the satisfaction of acting like I cared. They didn't deserve that. My calm answer clearly made them angry. Before they could say more, 2 men rushed over. "Hey, what's going on here?" we heard shouting. "Elle, why aren't you dressed yet? The ceremony's about to start." "Dad, Ron," Elle shouted, pointing at me like a child throwing a tantrum. "She crashed the wedding. She's not invited. Kick her out." I almost laughed. Did no one teach her it's rude to point? The 2 men reacted very differently. The older man, her father, scowled the moment he saw me. Ron, the younger one, froze completely. His face turned pale like he'd seen a ghost. "What is she doing here?" the older man growled. "She's not supposed to be anywhere near us today." "She probably sneaked in just to ruin Elle's special day," the mother added quickly. "Hey, stop it," Ron shouted suddenly, voice shaking. "Do you even know who this is?" "This is." He stopped, eyes wide. I glanced at him and muttered softly, "So you really didn't know?" No one seemed to hear my quiet words. That's when Cain appeared, walking up beside me. "Tara, there you are. I've been looking for you," he said. Everyone turned to look at him. Elle stared at him with wide eyes for a second, probably taken by how handsome and confident he looked. But when I stepped closer to him and smiled, her face twisted with hate again. "Sorry," I said to Cain with a soft smile. "I got caught up with some strange people." Cain looked around the group and quickly understood what was going on. That's just like him, smart, calm, always reading the room. The 2 older adults still looked confused. Ron looked like he wanted to disappear. He was the first to speak. "Dar, Ford, I'm so sorry. My wife has been completely rude. And my deepest apologies to your wife as well." He turned to Elle. "Elle, apologize." "What? Why should I apologize? She's the one who should be apologizing, for crashing our wedding. She's the shame of this family. We kicked her out of the house years ago. We were never supposed to see her again." "Family," Ron said, confused. The 2 older adults jumped in quickly. "Oh, Ron, we're sorry we never told you," the mother said. "She's our oldest daughter, but she's useless. A complete failure. We kicked her out 9 years ago. Yeah, she was nothing but a burden, the father added. Didn't even go to college. She just sat around working part-time jobs and wasting her life. We were kind enough to take care of her through high school. After that, we were done. Their voices were full of poison, but I didn't flinch. I'd stopped caring about their insults a long time ago. Yes, on paper, they're my family, but they stopped being family to me long ago. They always favored my younger sister, Elle, who's 6 years younger than me. No matter what I did, I was ignored, unwanted. Nothing I did was good enough. My father came from a long line of doctors. He ran a clinic with my mother, who worked as a nurse. From the outside, we looked like the perfect family, but inside, it was full of bitterness, judgment, and cruelty. When I was little, I tried so hard to earn their love. I worked hard, followed the rules, did everything right, but one day, I heard them say something that stuck with me forever. Your sister is cute, you're not, that's just how it is. That day, I stopped trying. Luckily, I was smart. I threw myself into my studies. I made a plan to get out as soon as I could. By then, I had already become the failure of the family, the one they could blame everything on. But they didn't know what I had built for myself after they threw me away. And they were about to find out. Wait, hospital? You mean Ford General Hospital? That huge, fancy place? You mean the director's son? At those words, my mom's eyes go wide. What? The hospital director's son? Now everyone's attention is on us, my mom, dad, sister, her husband, all staring at me and Cain. Cain steps forward and gives a small, polite bow. Nice to meet you, I'm Cain Ford, and this is my wife, Tara. Hello, I say, giving a sweet smile and a gentle bow of my own. Cain's parents are both well-respected doctors who run one of the biggest and most trusted hospitals in the area. Cain himself is a talented doctor, smart, calm, and constantly working to improve. He's their only son, the one who'll take over someday. Everyone looks completely shocked. My parents look like fish, opening and closing their mouths without saying a word. Then my sister's husband suddenly speaks up, trying to make a connection. Oh, what a funny coincidence. Ford's wife is my wife's sister. That means we're family. By the way, Alan, thank you for checking on our son the other day. I cut him off with a smile. The man, Alan Ron, is a doctor too. He works at a university hospital. He examined our son recently because he hadn't been feeling well. That's it, that's all he did. Cain and Alan have met professionally before. Alan respects Cain a lot. How is your son doing? Alan asks politely. Cain starts to answer. From what I saw, he needs some important treatment. I'd recommend bringing him to our hospital for more tests. But I step in with the same calm smile. Oh, thank you, but we actually decided to get a second opinion elsewhere. You know how helpful second opinions can be. Alan freezes. He looks like I just dropped a heavy weight on him. He clearly thought treating our son would be a big deal. Maybe he saw it as a great opportunity, not just to help a patient but to look good in front of Cain. But I politely turned him down. Then suddenly, I hear a loud, mocking laugh. What, is this revenge? You're just a dumb girl with only a high school diploma who tricked a doctor into marrying you. You think marrying into money makes you better than us? You're still an idiot with no education. You even have a kid already. That poor child, being stuck with a mom like you. Elle, that's enough. Alan scolds her, trying to stop her, but she just glares at him. It's like she really believes everything she's saying. Then Cain looks at me and calmly asks, Tara, are these people really your family? I shake my head. No, they're not family. Because real family doesn't scream at you for dropping a fork. They don't skip giving you dinner because you spilled juice. They don't give you torn hand-me-downs while buying your sister brand new dresses and laughing when you cry. They don't throw away your school books and say, you're too stupid to need them. They don't ruin your textbooks by soaking them in water. And they definitely don't throw you outside barefoot in the snow just because you didn't lend your sister a book. They don't lock you in a shed in the summer and call it discipline. They don't sell your belongings without asking. They don't say, we'll make you work like a slave for the rest of your life. Even the neighbors saw something was wrong. Some even stopped bringing their kids to the clinic because they didn't want doctors who treated their own child like that. It's no wonder their clinic's doing badly now, but they're too clueless to see why. As we speak so openly about the abuse, Alan stares at us in shock. My parents look like they've been hit by a truck. By the way, Cain's family, my in-laws, are the ones who found out about the struggling clinic. They were furious when they learned how I'd been treated. Cain especially. They looked into everything quietly, just in case we'd ever need the info. My dad suddenly snaps. Stop lying, we never did any of that. You're just bitter because you were a failure. Ron, clearly shaken, says, don't listen to her, Alan. But Alan doesn't look convinced anymore. No. You're the one who's been lying. What are you talking about? My sister asks, voice rising. You told me Tara never went to college, but she did. She even started her own company. She's the president of a medical food company, and our hospital uses their products. President? My sister stares at me like she's seeing a ghost. My parents look just as stunned. You liar, Mom screeches. You never went to college. What's this nonsense? You didn't even tell us. That's right, I didn't tell you, because by then, you weren't really family anymore. You had no permission to go to college, Dad yells. And why would I need your permission? They grind their teeth in frustration, but it's true, I saved money from my part-time jobs and used it to pay for college. I studied what I wanted, I worked hard, I was free. I met Cain at college, I started my business, my life began. Meanwhile, my sister is trembling, mumbling to herself. It's not fair. She was the failure. We threw her out. She should have ended up on the streets, and yet she went to college. She married the heir to a hospital. She's successful, happy. Why, I was supposed to be the lucky one. I smile kindly and say, maybe because I kept working hard even when life was unfair. Maybe because I didn't give up or become bitter. Maybe I just got lucky too. Then I drop a little truth bomb. Oh, and by the way, I heard you dropped out of middle school. Is that true? Everything goes quiet, ice cold quiet. What? Who told you that? That's not true. You really want to know? Our aunt told me, the one who always liked me. She said you stopped studying because you thought everything would be handed to you. You failed your entrance exams and had a huge meltdown. You became a shut-in. You only came out when they introduced you to Alan. Alan turns pale. Side note, that aunt, she's always been sweet to me. She's a big gossip but a kind one. She helped me after I left home. She even became my guardian. Stop it, that's all lies, Elle screams, but I keep going. You don't even have any qualifications to work at the clinic, do you? You just hang around, pretending to help, isn't that right? That's not true, you're lying. Well, believe what you want, I'm just repeating what I heard. Alan's face is hard now, he turns to Elle. You said you graduated from a famous university. You said you had licenses and worked at the clinic. Were all those lies? Ron, no, don't listen to her. I'm your wife. You believe me, not her. Okay, then tell me one professor's name from your school, just one. She goes silent. That's not important right now. Oh, it is. In fact, I'll call a professor from the department you say you were in. My parents know them, they know me. I'll ask if they ever had a student named Elle. He pulls out his phone. No, don't, just believe me instead. She grabs his phone, throws it to the ground, and stomps on it. Everyone gasps. Stop trying to prove things, just trust me. Alan backs away, disgusted. My parents rush to calm her down. Guests and hotel staff gather around, confused by the chaos. I watch it all quietly. I feel like I'm watching a movie about strangers. Because they are strangers to me now. My family is my husband and my son, that's it. Well, I say softly, turning to Cain, shall we go home? We gave them a wedding gift, we've done our duty. Cain looks at me and gently asks, are you sure you're done, Tara? I smile brightly, I don't care anymore, let's go. Oh, let's stop by the cake shop in the hotel on the way out. I heard their fancy cake is amazing. Cain chuckles, sounds good, let's get some to take home. We walk away, hand in hand, while the chaos behind us fades into the distance.